Crew is back, man. Guys, we are sorry for the hiatus. We have been gone for a minute, but we're back with the jump off. Anyway, before we get down to all that, we have to go through the formalities. I want to thank you guys for checking us out here on the Facebook page and the YouTube page. If this is your first time here on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. That is very, very important, all right? If you guys have not done so before, when you do that, it lets other people know where to find us. We pop up in the little mentions and suggested videos. And also make sure you turn on your notifications so you know exactly when we're going live. So, for example, tonight we wanted to go live at 9. You got your little notification. But then we had some little snafus going on over here with the technology and all, so we had to bump it back to 9:10. You get those notifications when things like that happen. Also, hit us up on Snapchat and Twitter. That handle is nothing but 9ERS. So make sure you guys are giving us follows over there, okay? Facebook and Instagram is also a big thing for us, especially on the Facebook front. Guys, if you're watching from Facebook, allow permissions to StreamYard so that way we can see your name when you comment. We love to give everybody credit for their comments, so you guys make sure you do that, okay? That handle is nothing but Niners. That is spelled all the way out with spaces in between. All right. If you guys forget anything that I just said, have no fear. Captain Mike is here. The website is there, www.nothingbutniners.com. That is your one-stop shop for any and everything 49ers from us here at Nothing But Niners, okay? Just for you guys. So that's going to show you where our videos, our podcasts, our articles are there. I mean, the fan page, guys, we have a fan page dedicated just to you guys. If you have your game day attire, you got a special jersey on today. If you have your dog dressed up in something, your car is all decked out, let us know, man. Send us those pictures through email. That is nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. That is, again, is nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. All right, I'm done with all that. You guys already know the deal. I am 49ers Mike _NFL, and my man Nick is here. What's going on, Nick?
Bang, bang, not a gang. That's right. I'm back in the flesh, on your computer screen, in your face, on your mobile device, wherever you're watching us. I'm back. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. It's time to talk some Niners, man. We haven't been on in a while, man, and I apologize. My schedule has been freaking hectic.
Mine too.
I was gonna say your schedule has been hectic. It's just a lot going on, guys, and we do apologize. You guys know we like to come to you guys at least 3 or 4 times a week, but there's still time left. Knock on wood. Maybe we can still make that happen, guys. It's been a wonderful time. I know the Niners lost the game and everything. We want to touch on that a little bit, but we want to keep it moving forward. We want to talk about a little bit of this this New Orleans game that's coming up. But Nick, man, you were there. You were in the belly of the beast. We tried to get you on during the overreaction show. We were having some technical difficulties. What were your thoughts, man? What do you think of the team? And I know you've gone back and watched it since then, and so have I. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we were right there. Like, we were right there, you know. A lot of the things that I caught, though, man, you know, I could see at the game as well is just the over influx of biting on the RPOs was a lot in that game. And you know, I'm sitting there in my seat screaming, he's still got it. You know, but from where my vantage point was sitting, there were a few plays where, you know, Mark Njoku came in, came in. You always got to come back in when I'm talking Njoku, you know. I know. But, you know, there was a couple times he bit really hard. Nick Bosa was biting really hard. I don't know if that was by play of design of the defense or not, but there were times that, you know, we had Lamar Jackson dead to his rights, and we just ended up hitting Mark Ingram or hitting somebody else. And that's the way that you play that type of defense. But the theory on my whole thing was, when I teach somebody going up against the RPO is, you know, you have one guy attack the back and one guy go straight up field and keep containment. We didn't do that. You know, even our safeties, or when we brought safeties up to the line of scrimmage, they weren't doing that. One would drop back into coverage, one would go and hit Mark Ingram, or one would just go and it would just be a complete fake RPO the opposite way. But after all said and done, other than the penalties, the 4th and 2 play call, the play calling at the end of the first half, I had said to you earlier, you know, I was in there for pregame warmups. Robbie Gould was not hitting anything from 40 past. He was short on every single one of them, constantly yelling at Mitch Wishnowsky. I don't know if it was about the hold. Good.
When you say from 40 and beyond, Do you mean the ball he was kicking from the 40-yard line?
He was kicking on the 40-yard line.
Oh, so that's a 50-yarder though.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not as bad as him missing 40-yard field goals.
Right. On the 40-yard line, anything on the 40-yard line or back, he was short on every single kick. And I bet he kicked probably maybe 5, and all of them ended up short the same way that they did with the ending kick for halftime. So, besides that, then we had, we were right there in that game. Other than penalties, we were literally right there in that game. It really stinks that we just didn't make enough plays to come out on top.
Yeah, I agree, man. I went back and I did something different this time, right? And I tried to watch the game from the fan perspective of a Ravens fan. And I watched the game, and I felt like the Ravens were in control the entire time if I was watching it through their eyes, right? When I watched the game with the Niners, I was like, oh, we really shut them down the second half. Jackson couldn't do anything. They just stopped running the ball with him a lot. He didn't – I don't know if he got hit one time and he was like, hey, all right, that's enough. But whatever the case is, they didn't run the ball with Jackson a ton. And the stats reflect that. You know what I mean? When you look at the splits and how his success or lack thereof in the second half, it reflects that also. But it was like they were content. They didn't think the Niners were going to score on them again. That's the way I saw it when I watched it from a Ravens perspective. When I went back and I watched it from a Niners perspective, they had a really, really good game plan. But those linebackers just – you want the defensive ends to come around. And they were smacking the running back. I mean, it didn't matter if he had the ball or not. Those running backs were getting blasted all game long. It was the keepers with Jackson where they seemed to get outside, and the linebackers were honing in on the running back also instead of staying outside. And so that was a little issue, but that's something that I think that we can correct later on. So if we happen to play them again, we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think if we happen to play them again, and I don't want to stay too much on the Ravens game because obviously, it was a tough loss. There were some things that we could have done better. And obviously, actually, I'm just kind of moved on to the Saints now since it's been such a busy week, and I didn't get on here to really diagnose and discuss what I saw. But, I can tell you this much. If we face the Ravens again, obviously it would be in the Super Bowl. I have complete trust in this defense, this coaching staff, that we would come up with something to stop Lamar Jackson. And that whether we say that Lamar Jackson ran more in the second half or he didn't, he had that one long run. Marcel Harris stripped him. That's his first fumble that he ever lost. Great play by Marcel Harris, by the way. Huge play. At that point right there, I thought we were going to win that game. That turnover, that was a big turnover, and we just didn't capitalize on it. We also, the biggest part of that was, I think, where we gave them the game was the Jimmy Garoppolo fumble. And there were a couple misreads on Jimmy Garoppolo. We could have went up 14-0. Probably, I think it was the third series. Deebo Samuel was wide open in the middle of the field, and instead he checked it down. These are just things that I saw. We could have easily went up 14-0. But then we get the fumble, allowed him to get 7 off that. And it's a whole different ball game. But I'll tell you what, win, lose, or tie, draw, whatever you want to call it, it was a hell of a game to be at. Whether it was, whether you want the Niners to win, whether you want the Ravens to win, it was a good game to be at. It was pure, pure football for 4 straight quarters. A Ravens fan was sitting next to me and they're like, I can't be mad at this. We're used to blowing people out. I'm like, I can't be mad at this either because this is a really good game, right? And you were on the edge of the seat, and it could have went either way. And either team, winning or losing, while you don't want to lose, you also walked out of there with your head high still because it was still a good game. And I think the Ravens fans would have done the same thing. There were Raven fans coming up to me, walking out saying, we'll see you in the Super Bowl. We'll see you in the Super Bowl. And that was one of the biggest takes that I took from there. You had some, cocky Ravens fans, but for the most part, everybody's slapping your hands like, hey, man, we'll see you in the Super Bowl. We'll see you in the Super Bowl. All of them. It was all coming out that way. And it was everybody in the stadium respected the game that it was that day. So it was pretty good. But getting getting over on that, Robbie Gould, we just cut Chase. We just cut Chase the other day. So it looks like it's Robbie Gould's helm again, once again. It's just like I said, for the most part, you walked out of there, win, lose, or tie, and you were like, this was a really good game, and you were proud of the way your team fought the entire game, the weather conditions and everything else.
Yeah, that was my overall consensus at the end of it all. When I watched the game from either side, as a 49er fan or a Ravens fan, I was like, if you ignore the outcome of the game, just the fact that we lost, if you ignore that, the 49ers fought hard in enemy's territory in bad weather against what a lot of people said was the best offense that they've seen in a very long time. And we held them to 17 points. I mean, I'm saying 17 because of that kick at the very end, but for the majority of that game, until there was 0 seconds on the clock, they only had 17 points. And that was the only score in the entire second half. Very, very impressive. So,
yeah, I mean, they were held scoreless until that last field goal in that second half. And you shut down an offense that's, averaging, 34 points a game or a little higher.
And just the last 3 games, they had scored over 40 in each of the last 3 games.
So you hold them to 3 points on a last second, 3 seconds or 2 seconds left field goal. You basically held them scoreless the entire second half. Now, don't get me wrong; they did pretty much the same thing to us too. You know what I mean? So, but either way, it was a really, really good game. It was a good game to be at. It sucked that we lost, but like I said, all the Ravens fans saying, "Hey, it was a great game. We'll see you guys in the Super Bowl." Like, just to hear that from them still makes you keep your head up high, because you're like, we just went toe to toe with probably the best team in the AFC. To be honest, probably the best team in the AFC. And, it goes to what we're going to talk about tonight and how important these games are coming up for the Niners and, the whole seeding purpose and things like that. Before we get into the Saints talk, Mike, are you done with the Baltimore talk?
I just want to say that it's eerie how similar these teams are if you flip the jerseys. I went to the game in Baltimore for Thanksgiving, and following that game, it was a close one. It was a low-scoring affair, right? Both of the teams were really hot at the time. Baltimore had the really good defense, running more conventional style offense instead of that the RPOs and the read option and things like that, right? And their defense was really good. This is the Ray Lewis and this is the Ed Reed and all that stuff. And everybody that was there when I was leaving was saying, "Hey, we'll see you guys in the Super Bowl, the hard bowl, the hard bowl." They were calling it already. And if you look now, they're running the offense that we had with our former offensive coordinator, and now we're the team with the good defense. You know what I mean? Like, it was, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just eerie looking at the similarities from that season to this season. And the Ravens fans, they're loud, they're really good, and then they're all very hospitable. So it's good to see that. But yeah, let's talk about this damn Saints game, man.
Before we get into that, I want to ask you a question, and I heard this interesting question. Do you think it's fair how the seeding is done in the NFL? Or do you think that's something that they need to approach and talk about at these CBAs and things like that? Because you got a team, all right, so, the Niners right now are the 5 seed, right? And I understand we control our own destiny, and when you win your division, you get awarded for that. And I understand that. But when you're a 10-2, let's just say you end the season at 13-3, right? For anybody. There was a year that the Saints finished 13-3, but they didn't win their division, and they were a wild card and went to Seattle, who Seattle didn't have a better record than them. And it's kind of like how this year's playing out right now. The 5th seed is going to could have a possibility of playing a 9-7 team at best in the NFC East.
I think the NFC East is going to get 8 wins tops. The way it's looking right now, especially the Cowboys getting worked by the Bears. And
well, look, I'm just saying, at best, a 9-7 team, and they're going to have a home playoff game.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I do think the seeding is fair and it's fine. The reason I say you can't mess with it is because you literally change history. All the teams that had to do it the old-fashioned way, you have to start a new era. You know how, like, they have, like, the Packers have the most championships of any team in the NFL. But then when you say in the Super Bowl era, things are named different. They named the Lombardi after the guy who won all the championships. I mean, yeah, there was only 4 to 6 teams in the league at the time, but once it changed, then things had to happen a little bit different. You know what I mean? If they were to change the format for the playoffs, it's completely different. I do like now. It's not to say that they can't have things a little different, right? Every team that wins their division makes it, and then the best records get the home field. It's a very minor tweak, but it's a significant tweak when you go back and you look at the history of the playoffs. That 82% of the home teams win. It's just a lot to change with the history of the game, and so there's got to be a value in that somewhere. And
I get the reason they do the seeding the way it is, but I'm just saying, do you think that, how do you think these teams feel that finish 13-3 and have to go and play, whatever it may be, an 8-9 team, whatever 8-8, whatever it may be. I mean, 8-9, 8-8 team
should have finished 14-2, win your division.
Right. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
Yeah. Everybody, no matter who it is, the head coach, the players, what is the number one priority this year? Our priority is to win the division.
Well, and not only do you get that award for, a home game, but you also get that award of it's guaranteed to the playoffs. And that's the way people look at guaranteed to the playoffs is win your division. And now with that being said, I just wanted to talk about that. Just put that out there for other people to think about, see what they think. And let's get into the Saints game, man.
Sorry, my Niners in the room with me. He sounds like a compressor, like just like he's breathing so hard over here. This Saints game is going to be incredible. And I've been very confident the last 2 weeks going into these games. I was super confident going into the Packers game. I thought the Niners would win this game. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but I was very confident in the Niners in this game, this Ravens game. I'm just going to come out and say it, and I'm going to ride this thing. I'm back to how I felt about the Packers game. I think that it's going to be a very fun game. I think it's going to be fun for the 49ers, their offense, fun for their defense. I think our defense is going to be running amok over there. And I feel like such a homer when I say things like this. Like, I should have a lot more respect for the team that has the best record in the NFL, in the Saints. The Saints, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and the Patriots. All 4 of those teams are 10-2. That's the best record in the NFL, right? I feel like going into their house, I should have a lot more respect for them. I don't. I don't at all. There's no fear. I think that our defensive linemen have been dying to get a stationary, a pocket passer. I think they have been yearning for this. They got one, and Drew Brees is going to suffer the wrath. That one sack that we got last week, that one lone sack, it was Eric Armstead's. It was less of a sack and more of he was running, and we tackled him at the line of scrimmage. I was
going to say, did they count that as a sack? Because they didn't in Baltimore.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Baltimore does this, the most annoying thing for a first down. It's like something called, it's like move the chains. And also, bro, I heard watched John Harbaugh on the big screen ask his team, who's got it better than us? And they all say, nobody. Bro.
But you shouldn't be surprised. They got that from their father. They got that from their dad, though.
I know, but I'm just like, dude, it's so old. Like, the Niners using it before, and now the Ravens are using it all over the place, right? But I didn't know if they counted that as a sack because they didn't at the stadium. So I didn't know what they said.
When the dust settled and the stats and everything became official, it was considered a sack for Eric Armstead. But even if it wasn't, my point still remains is that those boys are hungry. This is the first game all year that they didn't have a sack. That's not Niner football.
This is really the first game
out on Drew Brees, bro.
This is really the first game in about a month that they can just pin their ears back and don't have to worry about an RPO or a quarterback pulling the ball. And you're right, they are hungry. The only thing that worries me is their offensive line over in New Orleans is pretty decent. Not to say that we're going to go in here and, get 8 sacks. Can we pull out a 4 or 5, maybe 6 sack game? I think so. But that also goes into guys that we're getting back. And that's D Ford and his speed. Being able to utilize Eric Armstead inside, Solomon Thomas inside. having DJ Jones back again for, a non-station or a non-mobile quarterback. Those type of things are what could benefit and go into the ability. Now, Drew Brees is a statue. Like, we all know it. The one that I'm worried about the most is how much they use Taysom Hill. And I know, but dude, whether we want to agree with it or not, the kid is a playmaker, and he does what he does from back there or where he lines up, anywhere that he lines up.
He's a gadget guy. He comes in for 5 or 6 plays a game. So, and I'm not saying that he's not effective. I'm saying that 6 plays a game is not something I'm worried about. That's what I'm saying. He's not coming in here and he's not leading a drive. You get what I'm saying? He's not playing all that much. He's a special teams guy. He's a fake quarterback. He's a fake wide receiver or tight end. Like, he's their gadget player. But again, it's only for 6 plays a game on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not worried about him.
Right. But it only takes one play to change an entire game. Yeah. Win, lose, or not. It only takes one. So, do I think that he's going to come out here and he's going to beat the 49ers himself? No. But do I think that we see some of him and some, his gadget plays, I guess you could call him, like you were saying, to throw off different things when he's on the field with what Brees does, and that's what they utilize him as. He's like, the way we've been using Marquise Goodwin, or the way we use Emmanuel Sanders when he's hurt, as a
distraction.
A distraction.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the way they use Taysom Hill. But Taysom Hill will get the ball in his hands or direct snaps or things like that. But the thing that I think our defense, look, this game has to be won in the trenches. Has to be won in the trenches this week. I agree with, you and saying that this is where we dominate this game. We have to be able to dominate this game in the trenches. If we can't dominate the game in the trenches, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, one of the things that the Saints bring to the table that I like about them this year is that their effectiveness when they blitz. The Ravens blitz by far more than any team in the NFL.
They blitz 87% of the time.
Yeah. Going into the game last week against us, they were blitzing over 50% of the time. They blitzed on all but 5 of Jimmy Garoppolo's dropbacks last week, and he threw over 20-something times. All but 5 they blitzed. It was over 80% that they just sent more than 5 people at them, which is fine, right? But they don't get home a lot. That's not they've been doing that all year. Yes, they blitz 50% of the time, but they weren't getting home a lot. They don't have a ton of sacks or anything like that. This Saints team is a little different. They have a lot of exotic blitzes, delayed blitzes, and things like that. And they also do what's it called when they do that?
Stunts.
Yes, stunts. They do a lot of stunts, and they're effective when they do them. It's not just we're not just doing this just to do it. They're effective when they do it. So it'll be interesting to see how Joe Staley does in his first game back. And that's kind of the point that I want to get to here. I want to talk about coaching. There were some questionable coaching decisions from Kyle Shanahan. The way he ended that first half, the fourth and inches play that he had after he called the timeout, he took Jimmy from under center, put him in shotgun. I want to ask you about this, Nick, and this is you know how I am with my little conspiracy theories, right? I think this game is going to come down to smart coaching. And what I mean by that is this. You have Joe Staley coming back for his first time. Now, we saw Joe Staley back his first game from the injury. He didn't look good, right? He finished the game. We lost that game. That was a Seattle game. We lost that game. And then they said, uh-oh, Joe Staley has a hand injury or a finger injury. He can't finish playing this game out. All right, fine. We're going to fast forward. Then it goes, let's fast forward to this past week. Richard Sherman, towards the end of the game, he bangs up his knee. He has to miss a play. Then he comes out. He finishes the game. He didn't practice right away. He said he wasn't going to practice. That's fine. He said he was going to take the veteran day off and all that. But he's back out there now. There are players, and a lot of people are still saying they don't know if Richard Sherman's going to play yet. I don't think that the team has officially said either way whether or not he's going to play. He's listed as questionable. My thing is this. If they put Sherman out there and they put Staley out there, do you think Kyle Shanahan has the I don't want to say balls because that sounds disrespectful if he doesn't do it. Do you think he has the mental fortitude to say, Staley, this isn't your game, and pull him and put Brunskill in? Do you think he has the fortitude to say, hey, Sherm, your knee is making you a liability against Michael Thomas. We trust Witherspoon and we trust Mosley. Sit this one out. Do you think he has it in him to pull those guys? Those are big name players. Those are, 8+ year vets that have been to multiple Pro Bowls, all pro awards. Do you think he has it in him to pull those guys out? Because if he doesn't, I think that alone could be the difference in the game.
I'll tell you what. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest here. I really don't know. I've seen him pull – we saw him pull Justin School. There's a difference. There's a difference between Justin School and there's a difference between Joe Staley. If Joe Staley says he's ready to go, his talent level is supposed to be better than Daniel Brunskill, better than Justin School. You would hope that you get that out of him. Now, will Kyle Shanahan go and pull a Richard Sherman or a Joe Staley? I'd like to say yes, but I doubt it. To be honest with you, I doubt it. I don't think he will. We've said this all year long. You've heard me talk about this with, Kyle can't. But then again, he's done it with Dante Pettis. You know what I mean? And I understand that Dante Pettis isn't Joe Staley nor a Richard Sherman, but Dante Pettis was high on the roster at the beginning of the season and continued to just get lower and lower and lower and lower. Do I think we're going to see that with Joe Staley or Richard Sherman? I highly doubt it. I don't even think Sherman is questionable. He's been a full participant in practice.
He's talking about his knee. He has mentioned it before. The people are asking him about it, and he's saying, it feels good. It's just, I'm old. I had to take a break and all that stuff. But there's players that when Shanahan doesn't hold back, he gives the team a better chance. You mentioned School. School was getting worked. They pulled him. Brunskill went in. The line looked better. All right. Tevin Coleman started out as the lead back in that past game. It just wasn't his day. They put the ball in Mostert's hand. Boom, explosion. 6-yard play, 9-yard play, 5-yard play. They give it back to Coleman. 1-yard play, 2-yard play, 1 yard. They were like, hey, sorry, we're going to ride the hot hand. We're going to stick it out. Shanahan went on the microphone post-game and the following presser after that, both admitting we just rolled the hot hand. We don't know what we're going to do this week. I need to know that Shanahan can continue to do that with all the players across the board. If this is not your game, it's too important to have you out there just because of the name, just because of the salary. I had the confidence in Shanahan thinking that he would do that from here on out. But I'll be honest with you, when we cut the kicker, I was like, oh my God, here he goes. They're going with the salary. They're not going with the results. They're going with the salary only. And I'll be honest, I've been nervous since we cut Chase. What is his last name? McLaughlin. I have been super nervous since we cut Chase McLaughlin that I don't know if this coaching staff will make the right decision. Don't put these guys in there because of their names. You got to put them out there on their merit, on what they're doing, not what they did. What Richard Sherman's career was 4 or 5 years ago has nothing to do with this game coming up against the Saints.
But what has he done that has been detrimental to this team? Because you go back, right? You go back and you look at Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard, right? We were all hoping that Nick Mullins was the backup this year because of what he proved last year, right? He comes in. We all thought, nope, he's not going to do it. He's going to put C.J. Beathard in there. Nope, he's going to put C.J. in there. He didn't. He's been riding Nick Mullins week in, week out. We're all talked about Joe Williams.
Well, can I answer that one and then you move on?
Yeah.
With that one in particular, he kept Beathard. This is the first time in Shanahan's entire career that he's kept three quarterbacks. No, his second time. I'm sorry.
I was going to say this is his second time.
It's his second time.
But you also have to look at a reason why that. Jimmy's coming off of an ACL injury. There's a reason you keep 3 quarterbacks. If something were to happen, you have that other guy. You don't have to go out and get somebody. So if this were Jimmy was healthy, never had an ACL injury, you wouldn't have 3 quarterbacks on this roster.
Why is he still here?
Because he is, just in case an injury happens. He's not going to cut him now. Nick Mullins is a free agent this year.
So is
Beathard's not. Beathard has 2 years left on his contract.
No, I think he's got 1 year. This is Beathard's third year here. He's got 1 year left. You're right.
Well, yeah, next year. He's got 2 years on his contract. So that's reasons why he's here, right? So then we'll move on to the next guy, Joe Williams. Oh, he's going to make the team. He's not going to get cut. Blah, 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 blah. And he goes and cuts the guy.
They didn't cut him the first year. They stashed him. They stashed him the first year because he held out hope. He let his personal feelings cloud his judgment. He held out hope. They faked this injury, put him on IR. He came back the next year. Now, I will admit that he did cut him the following year.
But he still cut him. So he learned that he made a mistake and got rid of him.
Okay, so why is McKinnon here?
Because McKinnon's still injured. They're not going to cut him injured.
McKinnon would okay.
He just had another knee surgery.
He all right.
Oh, go ahead, answer it. I'm just
saying, bro, like I'm just trying to counter what you're saying as we go along. I don't, I'm just saying, like.
So then we'll move on to McKinnon now. McKinnon came in, right? Got injured before he even played a snap with the Niners. Came back, re-injured it, right? Went on IR, had another surgery, and still hasn't taken a snap as a Niner in an actual game. It's kind of like the hold hope with Joe Williams type thing. This guy is a really good player in my system if healthy. It's the same as Jimmy Ward. This guy is a really good player in our system if he can stay healthy. He has yet to see what Jerick McKinnon does in his offense. Therefore, injury setback. We've talked about this with Jimmy Ward.
But see, like, doesn't this tell you that McKinnon is guaranteed a roster spot next year already? You just said is why. We have not seen him in this offense yet. Shanahan is not going to cut him before seeing him in the offense.
But he is guaranteed. He is going to be guaranteed a spot next year. Huh? But he's also got a lot more competition this year. You got Raheem Mostert. You got Jeff Wilson Jr. Matt Breida is a free agent. You know what I mean? So you have that competition there. He's not going to cut pieces that he think that it will be good and can produce in his system when right now he doesn't need them and they're stashed anyway. They're already getting paid, so why cut them? Where next year you're up pieces, Matt Breida's, Tevin Coleman's only got a 2-year contract. So you got those pieces to just jump right back in and you don't miss you basically don't skip a beat. You know what I mean? So this is where I think that he's kind of thinking. This is just my thoughts on how he's thinking. But talking about Kyle Shanahan, I don't think he's really done anything that has been detrimental to this team.
Robbie Gould.
I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts are on Robbie Gould right now.
This one you can't deny. Come on, bro.
That's why I said I don't know what his thoughts are. I really don't. I was a big believer in Robbie Gould this year. And I still don't think it's that he doesn't want to be here or any of that nonsense, stupid talk.
You can't call it nonsense, bro. You can't call him not wanting to be here or wanting to be here nonsense.
Well, I can personally. You just don't have to like it, but I can call it nonsense.
It's only nonsense if it's like if it's like some random theory.
Because you guys, there's people out there that feel that he's going out there and missing on purpose. That's not the case. That is not the case, bro. It's not the case. He's not going out there and putting his team in position and saying, I'm just going to miss this kick. No, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. If you guys truly think that he's coming in here and saying, I don't want to be here, I'm going to miss these kicks so that we don't win or causes us to lose the game, that's stupidity. I'm sorry. That's stupidity. But as for his kicking, is he the same he was last year? No, he's definitely not. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was the offseason that he just was playing golf too much, not working on his kicking. I don't know how much he worked out. He had no offseason or training camp, OTAs, nothing. Is his leg just not strong from what it was before? I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. But he's not coming in here and saying, I don't want to be here. I'm just going to not kick and make this so that we lose. Because that's complete silliness. That is complete silliness. There we go.
I don't know if anybody truly believes he's missing on purpose because he doesn't want to be here. Now that I will say is a crazy conspiracy theory.
Bro, that's what
everybody's
saying. Like most people that I see, they're like, he just doesn't want to be here. He's missing kicks on purpose. Blah 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 blah. Like,
no, I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen that. I'm not saying you haven't. I haven't seen that. I will say that's nonsense. That part, him missing on purpose, is nonsense because it's going to affect his salary. It's going to affect his job, his future, all that. I don't think he's doing that on purpose. However, I do think that kicking is more mental than it is physical. And I talked to you about this plenty in the offseason. And I said, you can't handcuff a guy and try to force him to stay here if he doesn't want to be here. And that's been my stance for a very, very long time. And so if a guy has all this stuff lingering in the back of his mind, his timing is going to be off. The rhythm is going to be off. All that stuff. I have never seen Robbie Gould have so many kicks tipped. Not just blocked. Like he's a half a step slow every single time. It can't be the holders. It can't be the snap because we got Nelson back. His snapper is back now. The hold, we see it. It's down and it's straight. Nelson is snapping the ball so well that there's barely any turn on it when Wisnowski goes to put the nose down. You know what I'm saying? There's barely any turn anymore. So Gold is just like he's hesitating. Something's off. I don't know what it is, but like I said, I think it goes back to it being mental. And when Shanahan this is back where I started this whole thing from. I had confidence in Shanahan to make the tough decisions until he cut Chase McLaughlin. I don't have that confidence. And I appreciate you trying to go through, well, look, he did this, look, he did that. You know what I mean? You went through the quarterback, the running backs, you know what I mean? And, I thought you were going to go with the wide receivers, Pettis has been messing up. Pettis is out of the lineup. Goodwin's been messing up. Goodwin's out of the lineup. I thought you were even going to go there and say, your boy is getting more burn than Kendrick Bourne. I was ready to side with you on that. You didn't go there. I do see where he's trying. I do see it. But it's like these certain positions where the big money is involved, man. I just don't know. Why didn't he pull Joe Staley earlier in that game? Everybody saw Joe was not ready. Joe and Mike, they were both not ready that game.
Well, he didn't pull Joe. He pulled School, but
no. I said, why didn't he pull him in that game? That Seahawks game, Joe got worked. Clowney went off against Joe Staley and Mike McGlinchey. He didn't pull either one of those guys. They rushed him back.
I don't know. That game, I'm not sure how much was, it was supposedly said that Joe Staley broke his finger the first series. How much of that has to do? I don't know. Can we really say? Or do any of us truly know? No. We don't.
This game.
It's just all speculation. The reason I think that Robbie Gould is still here is because of experience. Chase McLaughlin, however you want to say his last name, Chase doesn't have any of those big-time kicks. And when it came down to crucial time in overtime to win a game, we saw what he did. I don't care how bad Robbie Gould's kicking this year. In a game like that, I'm trusting Robbie 90% of the time than I am Chase.
Bro, Chase made the kick to get us to overtime.
Exactly. And then what did he do when the pressure was on?
Yeah, but Robbie missed the kick to get us to overtime. Robbie missed the kick in that game.
That wasn't to get us to overtime, though.
Oh, come on.
Two different parts of the game, bro.
Oh, my God.
Two different times of the game. The pressure was on Chase, and he shanked the hell out of the football.
Okay, but Chase made a clutch kick. You can't say the same thing for Robbie this year. You can't. Robbie hasn't made a clutch kick this year.
But I'm saying, what do we say all the time? We're taking experience, right? It's good to get experienced people on this team.
Don't put me in that. I said I wanted Robbie gone.
Fans, we as fans, we, not you. I didn't say you. I said we, as in a fan base, would rather have somebody who has experience coming in here, who's won Super Bowls, to teach younger guys to do these things. And I don't care what anybody says. I'm taking Robbie Gould 90% of the time in a game crucial situation. As with our kickers right now, Chase and Robbie, I'm still taking Chase in a game that means that much.
Kittle agrees with you. Yeah, give me Robbie. Whoa. Kittle agrees with you, bro. I'm not going to look, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. So
where'd you get that from?
This was another gift when I was in San Francisco. This one was from Miss
Hey,
Debbie.
you rode that birthday thing all the way out there, didn't you?
I didn't ride anything. I didn't know I was getting anything. I
Hey,
didn't
it's
tell
my
anybody.
birthday. Oh, here. Oh,
No,
it's my
this
birthday.
is all in the same bag from Miss Debbie. This bottle right here, all from Miss Debbie. She got all the same. 2 beautiful cards. She had the whole chapter signing cards from. Oh my God,
I'll
man.
tell you what, next time I go to California, you're not getting a gift back.
Okay, I didn't ask for this one. I'm appreciative of it though. I like it, man. You people are awesome.
I'm just messing with you. Deb's awesome.
But
no, seriously, I'm just look.
Let me ask you a question. I don't think it's going to come down to it. I think we blow the Saints out. I'm on.
But I'm talking playoffs. I'm talking
no. I get it.
Super Bowls.
But let's talk about this game in particular. Let's not look too far ahead. If by chance this game is close, do you trust Robbie Gould to make the game winner? Let me put it to you like this: the Niners are down by 2. They get the ball back with 59 seconds, and they're driving, and they can't get the ball past the 35-yard line. Okay, it's a 52-yard kick. Is Robbie Gould making that kick?
Do I want to say that I have trust in him? Yes. Do I want to say it's as high as it would have been last year? No.
Obviously, but you trust him still.
I'm still going to trust him because you have to. If you stop showing trust in your guys, they stop playing the way that they play. And even though he's having some look, you're saying something mentally is going on with him, right? If you show this guy that you don't have that trust in him, how much more mental is that going to be to him? Like we can say we can all sit here and we can all say right now that either A, we trust Robbie going into a game to win it, or B, we don't, right? And we're all going to be mad if he misses, and we're all going to be happy as hell if he makes it.
Here's my thing. It's your job to make it. I'm supposed to be happy. It's when you miss, I'm like, no, you didn't. No way you just did that, bro. Like, the miss is the unexpected twist.
Right, but that's the thing. Like, that's where we go back to Chase, right? Nobody said anything about Chase missing this field goal and the reason we lost this football game.
Why?
Right?
Why?
I don't know why.
Yes, you do.
He's technically the reason we lost the football game.
But why did no one beat him up about it?
Because he's a rookie.
Yes, and Robbie Gould is the vet who was supposed to make the kicks.
But if Robbie Gould would have been the kicker and missed it, everybody would have blamed it on Robbie. Everybody would have blamed. All I'm trying to say is that game, like we talked about before against Seattle, there were plenty of drops in the receivers. It wasn't just the kicker. There were tons of things that went wrong in that game that we could have won that game.
And the 49ers still put themselves in position to win that game. And it came down to the foot of the rookie, and he missed. We didn't blame him because he's a rookie. You just said 5 minutes ago, the reason we want these guys is because they're veterans and the veteran presence.
Exactly.
If Robbie Gould isn't making these kicks, it's on Robbie Gould.
But he hasn't been in that position this year. That's what I'm trying to say.
He's missed plenty of kicks this year. The only difference is the team just keeps scoring despite him. But luckily for us, we haven't come down to many nail biters.
Yeah, look, 50 yards. From what I saw pregame, 35, I think he's making. 40 and more, he ain't making, bro.
All right, so let's have some fun here. Now, listen, man, we didn't get to do your over-under segment last week, I don't think. Did we do that?
No, we didn't get to do it last week.
I don't know if we're going to get to do it later. I don't know if you're going to be able to join this weekend. If we do a show on Saturday during the day, I'm not sure what your schedule is like. I know you're leaving early in the morning, but I do want to ask you some questions about this upcoming game, just in case there's reception issues and things like that down there in the bayou. I would like to get some questions from you now. Total points scored, over under 48.
Over.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this because I have to. It's going to seem silly, but then I have a follow-up. Do the Niners win?
Yes.
Okay. Do the Niners win by more than 8 points, so 9 or more?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Does Jimmy Garoppolo throw for more than 300 yards?
No.
Okay, so you have the Niners winning by 9. You have the over of 49 or more.
48, yeah.
Right. You said over 48, so I'm going to say 49. That means that you have the Niners putting up 29 points or more on the Saints. And Jimmy's not throwing for 300 yards. So who do you think is the big running back this game?
I'm gonna have to go.
Breida's back. Let's let everybody know really quick. Breida is projected to be back. Coleman is going to be healthy and active. And this is going to be inside, not inclement weather. There's no wind. This is going to make a big difference in this game. Coleman has played, I believe, it's going to be his 8th game in that stadium, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Wow. He had 4 years. He had 4 years there in Atlanta, right?
No. Oh, Coleman?
Yeah, Coleman.
I thought you said Breida. I'm like, wait, what?
I'm sorry. I meant to say his 5th game. He had 4 years there in Atlanta, right? So you play there once a year. Yeah, so you play there once a year. I'm not counting playoff. I don't know if they play each other in the playoffs or not. And then he's going back now. So this should be his 5th game in that stadium. So you have Breida, you have Mostert, who just had a monster game, and you have Coleman. Who do you think is going to be the leading back in this game?
I'm going to have to go with Breida.
Field turf. You're going to count on that little shiftiness and the speed, huh?
The only reason I'm going to go with Breida, I would have went with Mostert, but I think Mostert doesn't get as many touches this week because Coleman and Breida are both back. Now, don't get me wrong. If Breida goes out, his ankle's not good, but he hasn't played in 2 games, so hopefully he's good. I would still stick. I'm gonna still stick with Breida, and because the reason I'm saying that is their up front is good. Their outside zone is not good.
With the 2 better backs in the outside zone, though, are Breida and Mostert. The 2 backs that are better on the outside zone are Breida and Mostert.
Right. That's why I said Breida. That's why I said Breida. I think Breida just had his. We see his explosion on outside zone this week. What I was saying is New Orleans defense is good up in the middle. I don't think they're as good on the outsides. And if we can get and we got George Kittle back now, who's a really big point in the blocking game for outside zone. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Breida.
All right.
I do think Coleman has more touchdowns than Breida though this week.
Interesting. All right. Over under on 5 carries for Mostert.
I'm gonna go with the over.
That's really interesting. Okay. I want to see, I'll be honest with you. I want to see this track start. These guys all ran track. I want to see Mostert in this environment on this turf and just going. I mean, he showed another gear. He showed physicality. I would love to see it in a place that he's built to do it. You know what I mean? I want to see it, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But we'll see what happens. All right. So you have the Niners winning by more than 8 points. So I'm going to stop because I'm going to hope to get you on and we can do this later on. So yeah.
They're too much.
Oh, here's my homegirl, Miss Debbie. Hi, Debbie. I see her comment.
Too much fun.
Sorry.
Too much fun. Too much fun. What do you think?
So I'm gonna stop with the questions now, and then hopefully, like I said, we can get you on later, and then we can do more of it then. All right.
I see negative Nancy Dre's up in here. Mark my words, Breida will re-injure his ankle. Can't stay healthy.
I'm trying to remember what the report was. Was Breida even questionable last week, or was he just flat out?
They put him out like 3 days prior to the game. Him and D Ford.
So then it is a strong possibility that he re-injures himself. If he was a questionable game time decision, which means he was close to being able to play, and they kept him out, and now he's had all this time, I would say yeah, Dre will probably be wrong. But Breida, I mean, come on, it's true. He re-injures himself all the time. It's just what he does, man. It's what he does. They don't allow him.
I'm just saying, be positive, man. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say like when you wish things, they come true. Like
I don't think he's wishing it. He's just trying to predict it. There's a difference. I didn't see him say, "I want Breida to get in." Like I don't think he would say that. I don't think he would say that.
He's saying it's because of turf, and I understand that. Like, but technically, turf gives better than natural grass does.
Traction.
Yeah.
Traction.
To be honest with you, yeah.
But the grass gives way more. So if someone falls on it, there's more cushion.
But you still have an easier. If you're used to running on turf, your ankles aren't going to roll as much on turf as they are on grass. You have more of being able to roll your ankle on grass than you do on turf.
That's because grass gives away more.
Right, because the grass gives more. You have more of a chance to roll your ankle on grass than you do on turf. If your ankles can stay stronger on turf and your feet don't slide to roll over, you get that edge. That's why most guys that you see get hurt with ankles are on grass. It's grass fields.
Yeah. Who do you think will be our top 3 wide receivers this upcoming week?
I got to go with Bourne, Sanders, and
Debo.
I'm
not even gonna. All right, if you started with those 3, yeah, for sure.
Look, I'm giving Bourne his credit, man.
No, that's cool. I want to ask you this question though, man. What's up with Goodwin? Do we see him bounce back this year? Is he going to be like just some gadget player that comes in during the playoffs for a bomb just to see if Shanahan can do it?
Dude, I'm so confused right now because we have not really tested any defenses deep with anybody. Like, we've had, 2 throws over 20 yards?
Well, no, that's not true. We did 2 just the last game, and one of them was a touchdown to Debo. Debo's touchdown was, 30, 40 yards or something like that?
32.
Yeah, that was all air.
7 yards. He also had 7 yards running, so it's very close to the 20.
No, he caught that ball right at the goal line, bro.
He caught it at the 10.
No, he did not. That was right at the goal line. He out physicaled him and ran it. Maybe 3 yards, but that was all air.
He made 2 people miss.
I don't have the play pulled up. I don't think so.
2 people if you count the corner, and then the safety.
He bullied the ball away from Peters, and he was right there in the end zone.
Yeah,
right. But that was way more ball.
I think it was on the 7-yard line. He caught the football.
Huh?
I think it was on. I think he caught it on the 7-yard line.
I could be wrong. To me, it feels like it was inside the 5, but I mean, we're talking about 3-yard difference here. Either way, it was more air than. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was more air than on the ground. That was a deep shot. I would like to count that as a deep shot. We don't do it a lot. There was another one where Jimmy I'm trying to remember who it was to in that game. It wasn't close though. It wasn't close. It was an incomplete pass, or maybe that was a penalty play. I can't remember. But yeah, so I don't know, man.
That I can think of deep this year was the Debo one where he went up and manhandled and he got tackled right there and went out of bounds. That was a deep ball, 20 yards, 25 yards.
I was just talking about this game, not all season.
Yeah, but I'm talking about all season that have been completed, 20 yards or more. The George Kittle touchdown and the Debo play from last week.
I just scared the crap out of Niner. I was closing my window. Get down. I was closing my window. It started getting cold in here.
I saw somebody ask me if I found my bag. No, I did not find my bag, guys. So a lucky 49er fan out there has my bag. So I don't know. Karma will get you. Enjoy.
He called him lucky, huh? That's interesting. Hey. I just saw a comment up here with a donation to it. Where'd it go? Here we go. This is from George Padilla. It says school was not active. The Seahawks game. Selleck was. What? Oh, is that why they didn't bench Joe Staley? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
I'm seeing comments in here from stuff that we were talking about 20 minutes ago. I don't understand how this is happening.
Yeah, I told you sometimes I go in and it brings me right to where we're at, and there's times where you can restart the entire show.
Oh, okay. Well, George, yeah, we discussed that. You'll see it, and you're going to see this 40 minutes later. So, but thank you for the contribution, George. We appreciate your support.
Randall, I see Randall's in here. Randall, just to let you know, I think your shirt should be there Monday or so, Tuesday, with the weekend. So appreciate your support, man. Thanks for picking up on
Chicago. Put these dudes away, Chicago. I hate the Cowboys.
Bro,
I don't know if I hate the Cowboys more than I hate the Seahawks. I'll be honest with you.
7 wins is going to win that division.
It really is.
It really is, bro. The NFC East is so bad.
It is.
So bad.
It is. But I still think that division has the right to be represented in the playoffs. I really do think that every division, and that's a marketing thing, that's branding. I think every division should be represented in the playoffs. And I feel like this, right? If the Niners, that year that we had Mike Singletary as a head coach, the Niners finished the season with 6 wins. But that last game we had already had 6. No, we had 5 wins with 2 games to go. And the Seahawks had 6 wins with 2 games to go. That was the year that Jed York was like, the Niners are still going to make the playoffs. We all had a reason to watch. You know what I'm saying? We were all there. Okay. We were all there. We all knew that the Niners were not the greatest team in the league. We knew that the Niners weren't going to be world beaters or anything like that. But we wanted to see the Niners in the playoffs. It gave us a reason to watch the last 2 or 3 weeks. If it was only based off of schedule, we would have tuned out a long time before that. And so, that's Nick asked at the beginning of the show, at the top of the show, what I think about the way the current playoff structure is. And I like it. It gives people hope. It gives people reason to watch. It keeps everybody watching. There were times where, as long as it wasn't the Seahawks, I would cheer for whatever NFC West team was representing the division. And so that's how it is. Let's see here. So I like the playoff structure. Hopefully we keep it that way. If they change it, then a lot of history has to change. It's going to change quarterback stats with what happened in Super Bowls and things like that. It's just a lot to change. All right. So Nick is gone, guys. I'm going to tell you guys some secrets. I really, really, really think we destroy the Saints weekend, right? I'm talking about, like, Drew Brees is going to get hit 9 times. He's going to get hit 9 times. He's probably going to get sacked like 5 or 6, which is still a lot. He's going to get hit at least 9 times. Michael Thomas, 3 catches, tops. 3 catches, tops. He won't get close to 50 yards either. Like, it's going to be all underneath stuff, short stuff, and then boom, someone's going to be on him right away. Right away. All right? So more of my little bold prediction before Nick gets back is that I think the Saints defense is going to be better than what we think. And I think our offense is going to have a good bounce back game, but a good bounce back game from 17 points that they struggled to get doesn't mean that we're going to put up 40-something points. I think the 49ers finished the game with about 27 points in total. So that's how I see this game going. I think Deebo Samuel has his career day. Deebo, Kittle, Sanders. Oh, man. Did I say Deebo Sanders? I didn't mean to. Deebo Samuel and Sanders. I really think those guys all go off. Oh, Nick is back. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Look, you think I leave without watching a stream?
How you doing, buddy? Hey.
Look, guys, since Mike's still here, I got some secrets.
Uh-oh.
I really think the New Orleans Saints are going to destroy, or the Niners are going to destroy the New Orleans Saints.
Look at what you almost said. That's what you get for talking slick. That's what you get.
Look, I take my phone and put the stream on. I don't miss anything.
This is exactly how I feel. There's not a team in the league left that can beat us, bro.
Yo, I need to meet Niner, man. Like, he needs to get his backside to a game one year, man, so I can meet this guy.
I don't think there's a team that can beat us. I'm serious. There's not a team left in the NFC that wants to play this Niners. Like, seriously.
If their tackles don't start, I think we destroy them.
Oh, you're saying it's even worse.
Yeah, but their tackles weren't on the injury report this week.
Oh, well, then they should be good then.
So they should be good. Look, really, I mean, let's dig into this game real quick. I think
they're about to score again. Let's go, Chicago.
I see Ali's up in here. Let's dig into this game though. Yo, did you see Roquan Smith is done for the year.
No, I didn't see that.
Pec injury.
Oh, that sucks.
What's up with all these linebackers getting pec injuries, man?
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, I wasn't going to drag this one out. I wanted to get you on. I wanted to try to bring at least an hour of a show because we haven't been on in a while. And I know you have a flight early. Is there anything else you want to discuss before we wrap this one up? Because I'm going to be a pain in your butt. I'm going to be trying to get you on during the weekend. I'm letting you know now.
Oh, you don't need to try. I'm always here. It's just
I know that it's about reception and stuff like that. I know it's not you. It's never you.
Yeah.
It's this.
I tried to get on with you guys. Obviously, I wanted to be on the show after the overreaction show, but I just couldn't get on, man.
God, the Cowboys suck. No, you're right. I know though, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like I want to see. I want to absolutely get you on there, man. I'm ready. I need this week to go so well, man. I got a new bottle of Gold Bar here. You got yours too, right? You got the new bottle of Gold Bar ready to crack the seal on this one, so I can continue the victory toast.
I'm blinding everybody right now. Look at that shine.
Yeah, man. I gotta clean mine again. These fingerprints drive me crazy. So I've been like buffing mine, bro. You should see me over here. I have a really nice cigar I got for my birthday. Like, listen, I'm not one to like brag on cigars. Like you guys know I smoke cigars and everything, but I have a $40 cigar. I can't wait to smoke after we beat the Saints. Like I'm waiting to smoke that cigar till after we beat the Saints. No, maybe I'll save that one for a playoff game. I was gifted 6 really nice cigars. One of them's over 40. The other one is 20. So maybe I'll smoke the $20 one. Did you guys see Marquise tweet this week?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too.
I go ahead. You can bring it up. I saw it.
I don't. Marquise tweets so much different things. I just don't know how to read his tweets anymore. I'm being honest. Like I really don't know. I really don't know what to think of his tweets anymore. I mean, you could take it. I guess it's kind of the way that you read into things, right? You see his tweets about how he's being mishandled and things like that. But then when you get him in front of the screen, he doesn't have that animosity, right? And I don't think he has animosity toward this team. I don't think anybody in this locker room has animosity towards this team, to be honest with you. I really don't. They may feel that they're being misused or things like that, but I think they still do what they're supposed to and go on. And we all know that Marquise is probably not going to be here next year.
He's been checked out since the offseason, bro.
Yeah. But, dude, he's lost his aunt to a murder this year, his cousin to suicide this year, the babies. Like, that's a lot.
So I'm about to sound super insensitive, and that's not my intention, so I'm not going to say anything.
Mike, I mean, people, look, I can't say everybody reacts differently to certain things, to devastation, right? Everybody does. We'll use dogs, for example, right? How will you feel if something happens to your dog? It's a dog.
Dig a hole and get on with life.
Right. I was different. I handle things differently. When I had to put my dog down, it was the end of the world.
I said that, and Nina looked up at me like, wait, what?
Yeah. But that's just people deal with things differently. Some who get tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, you feel like the walls are just closing in. Stop, because I can't even bring Allie over here. Some people just can't handle that. And he literally could be going through something that's bigger than football. We all sit here and we bash people for what they're doing and things like that, but depression is real, man.
So then put him on the commissioner's exempt list. You can still pay him. He won't count against your roster spot and all that stuff. Like, look, I understand that people have personal stuff that's going on. A job is a job, though. My job isn't holding my spot and not hiring a new person in my place. Like,
if you get injured, they are.
They'll hire a temp and they'll hold my spot. He's still on the He's still on the roster. He's still on the 53. Put him on the commissioner's exempt list and let him get his shit together. At some point, you can still pay him. He still gets paid that way, and he's not counting against he's not counting against your roster on the 53. He's not counting against your roster on 53. And how do you explain it? I don't know if this is true or not. I didn't see it, but Dre is saying he unfollowed Jimmy on Twitter. Like, come on, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is this because Jimmy's not a tiger or a lion that he don't want to be seen with him, or a cheetah? Is that what this is? Like, what's the purpose of it?
Look, I don't know. It's the same way as when people misread tweets that you put out. It's just we don't really know what it is. We really don't. And I'm not the type of person to say if it is that or if it isn't that, because I don't personally know. So that's just not my stand on things. I don't know until that person comes out and says it, you know? So it is what it is. This is the real question, though. How's your wall, Mike? Have you fixed that wall yet? Are you still slacking? I got to call Melissa? Yeah, exactly.
I got the sheetrock in my garage.
Yeah, which has holes in the wall and the roof and is probably soaked and probably has to get some new ones.
No, I put it in a good area.
Okay, okay.
I did. I put it in a good spot.
Take care. No, but I do got to give some shout outs from people that I've hung out with this weekend, man. There was mad love for MBN in Baltimore this weekend. People that I wasn't even sure who they were. You know, I feel so weird because they're like, yo, Nick, what's up? MBN, blah, blah, blah. I watch you guys all the time. And I'm like, what's your YouTube name? So, like, I can kind of, like, justify who it is. And then they're like, tell you the truth, I don't even know. I'm like, shoot, well, I can't, you know. So, for those of you who don't know your YouTube name, big shout out to you guys. David Royce. Going to be in New Orleans this weekend as well.
Sit down.
Chilling out with me.
Down.
So I'm going to be excited about that. Going to be excited about that. Big shout out to Quentin. Obviously, Michelina, Bella, Jaconda, Rebecca. Just everybody was out there this week. It was a great weekend in Baltimore. Other than the person who stole my bag. But other than that, man, no, I definitely didn't, David. I definitely didn't. Stop bringing up the bag, Mike. I seen Niner by Nature asking me what was in it, and then he said I had my lips closed. Autographed hat, all my phone cords, my chargers, some cash. My portable charger for my phone was in there. Yeah, my Gold Bar whiskey flag was in there. From Gold Bar that I was going to use for sponsorship to hang and show on our thing. Look, you can keep everything else, man. You can even keep the autograph hat, but I'd really like the flag back. Like everything else that was in there, you can keep, but I really want the flag back. It's a $200 portable phone charger in there. I think it charges up to 6 phones at once. All my phone cords, cash. You can even keep the cash. I think there was like $50 cash in there.
I thought I was on mute this whole time.
Yeah, no, you're good.
All right, guys. Yeah. Listen, Nick didn't get the bag back. Okay, it's a lot of stuff in there. All right, that's all. Listen, whoever has it knows whose it is. They know whose it is. It's all good. Like, I mean, it's not all good, but there's nothing we can do about it, man. All right, it's it's just another day of NBN, man. That's
another day of NBN, guys. But no, for real, big shout out to all those that were out there. Avery Keys. The guys that threw all the Baltimore takeover. Awesome job by all of you guys. Appreciate you guys, man.
I'm hyped, Nick. Our team is going to the playoffs. I know we haven't officially said it or anything like that. The Niners are going to the playoffs this year, bro. We haven't even clinched it. We haven't clinched yet. We haven't. It's still a possibility that Niners get eliminated from the playoffs. It's not.
Well, it's interesting because the Niners can clinch this week with a win and a loss at LA. LA losing, but I don't want LA to lose this week, so I don't even want to clinch this week.
It's the Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't even want to clinch this week. I want the Seahawks to lose.
No, it's still not. I was gonna say I think if we win and the Vikings lose, but no, the Vikings can still get the one. Who are the 2 wild card teams right now? We're a wild card, and so are the Vikings, right?
Yes, us and the Vikings. Dallas, the Rams would move into the wild card if they beat Seattle this week.
I thought the Rams only had 6-7 wins.
Yeah, but whatchamacallit lost. So I think the Rams have 7 wins right now.
I don't know.
So it'll put them and Minnesota. the Seahawks will drop back down to wild card. We would move up back to the 1 seed, and it would either be Minnesota or the LA Rams who go into that second spot of so
we're going to the playoffs, y'all.
the Rams have to lose this week, and we have to win to clinch the playoff spot.
Stop it! I saw a you know how Facebook does your memories, like from however long ago. My 2011 memory from yesterday was going to the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. Go Niners! That was from yesterday. So it's that time again, man. It is that time again. The feeling is back. It's restored. It's renewed. I'm excited, man. I know you're excited. You're going out there to New Orleans. I can't believe you're going out there. You're gonna have to have a hand grenade on video with me, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to get one, and then
Friday night there's a red and gold party. So I got a new gold tie, just a straight gold tie with a nice red button down shirt and some dress pants. But I'm bringing a shit ton of gold beads too. So
bring beads with you to to New Orleans. You earn them.
No, for me to give out.
Oh, that's nasty. That's inappropriate. He's just joking, guys.
Yeah. So, no, I see that. I want to ask you this question.
Oh my
God. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
How come the Saints aren't the number 1 seed right now?
I haven't been able to figure that out, honestly. I know that the Saints beat Seattle.
A lot of people think the Saints are the number 1 seed, but they're not. So
the official standings list Seattle as number 1, and then New Orleans number 2. And I've never seen the standings like that before, when the teams have played head to head with the same record, and the team that won is underneath. I don't know. I don't get it. So it'll be what it is. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah. So, all right.
Hey, wait, what did I say? If the 49ers win the Super Bowl, I have to get what?
A 49ers tattoo on your face.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Look like Mike Tyson.
Why you say that to the black guy? Tell the white guy to get a tattoo on his face. Why y'all say that to me?
I'm not that dumb.
Do I look like the type to put a tattoo on my? Look at my beautiful face. Look at this face. Look at that. Silky.
Mark said Nick trying to see some milk jugs.
Yeah, man. I want the beads to give out. Okay, Nick, I see where you at.
Look, I don't have to. I'm not flashing to do anything to get beads. Your Deb's in here. Deb's 99772, who hates me and loves Mike. She's saying I have to flash. Look.
That's how you earn them. That's how you get them.
But I'm not trying. I bought them and I'm giving them out.
All right.
Everybody that wants an NBN card gets a bead. That's what I'm doing. Here's your NBN cards and other things. But no, so literally Friday night there's a masquerade party if you're going to New Orleans. Saturday at the House of Blues is the Invasion with Nick Clark, Alberino, those guys. Sunday, if you can't get into the game, I think.
Oh shit! The Saints are the number 1 seed.
It's changed then?
Oh wait, let me make it full screen. Come on, go full screen. There we go. Oh shit! See it?
Oh, since when?
I don't know. I'll take it. So the Saints are the number 1 seed. That's right, Seahawks. You suck. Can't even get number 1 right.
So then, if we beat the Saints this week and Seattle wins, they go to the 1, we go to the 2.
Yeah. So all right. So if we win, and the Seahawks win, Seattle's number 1 still. We're still the wild card, but the Saints go to number 2.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah. If we win and Seattle wins, then we're still wild card. We don't move, but the Saints move down to number 2.
And people are saying the Saints beat the Seahawks. I understand that, but the Saints were not listed as the number 1 seed.
No, I thought they were listed as number 2, but I never officially looked it up. I just kept hearing people say, "Oh, Seattle's number 1, Seattle's number 1." But I kept saying it doesn't make any sense for them to be number one because they lost head-to-head. Seattle lost head-to-head, so it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, they had them listed at like Monday and Tuesday, I believe it was.
Well, look at that. They fixed it. Now what?
So, but we'll still be the 5 seed because we're not leading our division.
Right. But it would put the Saints down to number 2, though.
Yeah, the Saints would go to number 2, and then we would stay at 5.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, so
I'll
try to jump on with you. I might take my laptop. I'm not sure yet. I don't know how much I'm going to be at the house.
I took mine with me, and I never touched it.
Yeah, and I just
there's so much to do in such a small amount of time. There's like you're never going to unplug it and hook up the camera and all that stuff and sit somewhere and try to. It's just use your phone and keep it.
What happened to my bag last time and destroyed, and I do not want something happening to my computer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm good.
All right, so this has been preview number 1, guys. We want to thank you guys for checking us out here, man. We're not going to belabor in the moment. We thank you guys for checking us out. If this is your first time here, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, all right? Give us a follow on Twitter and Snapchat as well. That's nothing but 9ERS. Follow us on Instagram as well as Facebook. That is nothing but Niners spelled all the way out. Visit our website. It's www.nothingbutniners.com. Anthony, I think, has the latest article there where he talks about running in the rain and how the 49ers did comparison to the Baltimore Ravens. My daughter is screaming for me in the background. Questions, comments, concerns, pictures, send them all to nb9ers@nothingbutniners.com. You guys already know the mantra. It's all gas, no break, brought to you by us here at Nothing But Niners. Put that on some rally towels and get those things circulating in the stadium. I want to see those at playoff time. All right. All gas, no break. Guys, I am 49ers Mike _NFL. My man Nick is here. He is 49er Faithful 365 all day.
All day, every day.
And that is going to be it for this preview part 1, man. I think we both have the 49ers demolishing the Saints. Really quick, and I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. Do you think we lose another game this year?
No.
My man. He got the Niners going 14-2. Oh, my God. The Bill Walsh days are back, man. The George Seifert days are back. We are here, faithful. Celebrate, y'all. Get hyped. Get excited. We are the best team in the league. I'll talk more about that on the next show, though. The best team in the league, despite who we have lost to already. We'll break that all down, guys. That is it for us here. Nothing But Niners. Again, thank you guys for checking us out here. Make sure you have your notifications turned on, and that's it, right? Anything else, Nick?
That's it, man.
Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
Always remain faithful.
We out of here.